what's up, guys? This is Rude One coming for Rude One TV. This is gonna be another Waven DevBlog live reaction. Just discussing the current DevBlog. We are at, I believe, this DevBlog number 3 for Alpha number 8, and it's gonna be discussing Banta, Quest, and Monster Islands. So let's get into it. I'll be doing a little bit of reading, a little bit of reacting, and hopefully enjoy the video. Before I start, please like, subscribe, share. We are a growing channel and we appreciate the love and support we have gotten so far. I appreciate all the day one followers and we thank you so much. Alright, guys, so during the previous alpha, you had the opportunity to walk around Banta in full reconstruction and admire its new setting. Since then, life has resumed in the nation. The soldiers chained up their guards, the pigs redoubled their ardor in their attempts to invade, the sailors come and go according to the tides, the whisperers harbor a growing resentment for the city, and heavy secrets seem to weigh on everyday life of the inhabitants of this new world. Banta the Majestic is no more. Discover without further delay Banta the Survivor. Cool. So Banta, its city is history. In appearance well preserved, Banta retains all its nobility, the strength of its valiant warriors, and the wealth of its great city, in appearance only, because like the rest of the world of 12, it suffers from the ravages of the eclipse and continues to pay the price. In order to ensure the survival of the nation, a steward has been appointed and is now ensuring the safety of the population and the stability of the city against all odds. That's a little quick react. So if you guys haven't been playing uncommon games for a while, Banta has been a mainstay in all their games. It's one of the center cities and it's been very important to like the plot and thus the world building of uncommon games. In the world of 12, Banta was known as the good city, the city of good. In Dofus, the players who participated in PvP got angelic wings. But as you can kind of see from this devlog, it's kind of following the storyline of the World of 12 of the Cosmos, basically stating that Banta has also feel the effects of the flooding, the different effects of what has happened in the anime and also in the mainstream games. I do recommend you checking out the walkthrough cartoon anime. It's pretty good. It's on Netflix. And also looking into other games like Dofus and Waven. They are very good games. If you're interested in Waven and you have never played Walkthrough or Dofus, those are great games to play. Okay, going back. Few in numbers, its inhabitants are all brave soldiers or seasoned sailors. A few masters remain and contribute to the survival of the city. Innkeepers, blacksmiths, fishmongers, grocers, etc. In adversity, Banta has forced herself to a more rudimentary way of life. Love the word rudimentary. Favoring common interests of first necessities, the defense of the city, and the survival of its inhabitants in the splendor of yesteryear. I just love Ankama's this world building. They have great lore writers, and it shows. It does show in their writing sometimes. In the grips of repeated assault by the pigs and underhanded attacks by the whisperers, Banta relies heavily on his militia to survive. His soldiers, the best of the best, the creme de la creme of Bantaran, relentlessly protecting the city. The rampart reinforced with crackler stone must hold up despite the sweet whispers. But above all, the most fragile citizens, families, women and children, those we do not talk about, those who sacrifice, we deplore, but which we concede for the common good, those who await their return must be protected more than anyone else. Banta could not tolerate the pig's appetite being satisfied by its own. And this does scroll back up a little bit and let's look at some screenshots. This is the inn. This looks like a dungeon with a pig baker. Cool. And now we get into some of the gameplay, looking like pigs are some of the dragon pigs are a mainstay in uncommon games. They've been around since Dofus, and they're going to be returning in Waven. You get to play against them in the last alpha test, and they're pretty cool. They have at the time they had a mechanic based around critical hits and doing critical hit damage and that's benefiting from doing more critical hits, which could be annoying at times because it has a lot of RNG, but it's cool. All right, moving on. Each nation is presented under an identical structure, and four large districts animate the cities. The Quarter Marchad. The place is teeming with activity and life. This is your arrival area and therefore the starting point of the nation. In the center, music sings in honor of Banta. Ankama has great songs and music, and I'm very much looking forward to hearing what Waven does with the music this time. Um, Note that for each nation, we call on French artists to dress the area musically. On Banta, it's a composition of the Mirmote group that you can listen to while strolling, brilliant interpreted by the troops of whispering bards. Oh, this is very nice. I love how they incorporate French culture into their games always. Uncommon is a French company. If you're an English viewer, if you're a French viewer, you know that this is a French company and they are very, very much French. The militia quarter. At Banta Castle, the steward is in charge of governance. The military fleet ensures the safety of the city and its inhabitants. It is the most guarded place of Banta, where swarms it elites soldiers. Also note this is Google Translate, so some of the words may not flow as properly as it would be in English. Nearby, a town placed under close surveillance hides valuable prisoners of war, promoting repeated assaults on the city. Here we have a little screenshot, a little gif, kind of showing you what a quest will look like in game, looking like just a little cutscene. Okay. Here we have the supply district. At the port, ship comes and go. Montarian soldiers regularly set off on exploration in search of useful resources for the city. Some merchant ships have permission to dock in order to replenish the stocks of their grocery store. At the tavern, Montarian and travelers exchange the latest news from the city and neighboring nations. It is without the most frequent place in Banta. So this is going to be like a shopping district. Hopefully there is trading in game, allowing people to trade, the different spells that we saw in the last DevBlogs or even heroes. I would love to have some type of free market in this game because economics in video games is always fun. Lastly, the Quarter de Hex, or Jex, I don't know what this French will be. Above all, a place of training. It is also a place of entertainment, combining competition, intellect, surpassing oneself, and scenic play. When the opportunity arises, it is therefore easy to attend dragon turkey races, musical competitions, naval battles, or more often, combat art tournaments. I really hope this is not just lore building, and this is really things that are going to be incorporated in the game. Dragon turkey racings will be really good. As a cool RNG betting mechanism to make some cameras or so forth and so forth and so on. Musical competitions. One thing I really loved about Dofus and Waffle was the emote searches that it had in the game. You will go around the whole map searching for different emotions that you can showcase different you could pull out a guitar, you could pull out some drums, a violin. That would be really cool. Naval battles. I'm very interested to see how they do that. That's a concept that I thought about when Walkthrough was coming out. That was discussed in the forum, and I would love to see how that's implemented into the game. And then combat arts tournaments. We know that Waven will have some, PvP esport type element. I wonder if they're trying to draw attention to that. Maybe there's gonna be annual Banta tournaments. That would be cool because I'm pretty sure there's gonna be 4 nations, which has been the typical MO of Amkama. There are 4 nations: is Banta, Barakmar, Sofokai. I might be pronouncing it wrong, and then there is Amkama, right? Those are the 4 nations. So maybe seasonal, a tournament every 3 months. It will be very interesting to see how this develops. Nation quests. Through these different districts, You will be brought to meet many NPCs, some of whom will call upon your goodwill to help them get out of bad situations, or quite simply, to support them in their mission. In version 0.8, around 15 quests will be available, allowing you to blend into the city, protect it alongside their warriors, and participate in Buntarian survival. Alright, so there will be some quests that you could do. Cool. This is Strom, right? We're looking very cool. Can't wait to play this class. Can't wait to play my favorite class, Raya. And it's probably a NPC that you'll be able to use in the quest. I'm looking forward to see how much of a multiplayer experience these quests will be. And I'm very much excited for the camaraderie of playing this game with some friends. I have a good group of friends that are very interested in this game, so I'm hopeful, very hopeful that that the quest system is very much beneficial for grouping up. Each quest is presented in the same format. An NPC tells you his story and offers to help him. An interface allows you to select the chapter of the quest to perform. You are then automatically teleported to the combat board, accompanied or not by the NPC, and ready to do battle. A whole bestiary invites itself on this nation to sow discard. Common monsters, rats, insects, octopus, and crabs, but also and especially pigs, whispers, cracklers, in conflict with Banta. So again, these, as we mentioned before, there will be pigs. There you see some whisperers and cracklers. So cracklers are these rock creatures that are been present in, almost all uncommon related properties, especially in Dolphins, Walkful, and Waven. So just UI. This is a quest. This I could see a little bit. This is level 2, right? This is the second quest on level 2. Some cool takeaways you could get from there, right? The number of chapters, the number of ranks, the level required vary depends on the quest. However, no nation quite offers a bronze rank, and for good reason. Each nation requires a certain number of quest points to be accessible. When you enter the game, only the monster islands are therefore open to you, and you must first complete part of their content, equivalent to the number of PQ needed to unlock the nation before going to the corresponding city. For Banta, you will first have to visit the island of pigs, whispers, and crackles before setting foot on the city soul. So there is a little, I guess, prior progress, some prerequisites as is seen here. You have to do, you have to finish. I don't know if you have to finish all 3 of these or a certain point of all 3, or you could do like max pig and then be able to enter Banta and then go to whisper and crackling when you have a chance. It is left to be determined, but Alpha Test 0.8 should be coming out next month in October, and I'm looking very much forward to that. We'll be doing nightly streams, which will be determined at a later date, but you guys will be notified about those streams before that alpha test starts. Monster Islands. Each Monster Island offers you a discovery quest Q1 and a dungeon Q2. In the near future, you will also host a den Q3, but this will be subject of a dedicated note later. Ooh, dens. I wonder how this is gonna work. When you arrive on the island, only Q1 is accessible to you. A certain number of PQ or quest points will be required to unlock access to the dungeon. Q1 always consists of 5 ranks: bronze, silver, gold, platinum, and diamond, of 10 chapters each. So that's 50 chapters in total if you know how to do math. The dungeons are divided into 5 rows of 3 chapters, each chapter corresponding to an offspite to follow as you wish. Longer and narrative offspites allows you to face additional battles and possibly more dangerous. The place being guarded by a half boss. So there are mini boss fights. This was very present in the previous alpha. You could have a little side quest. You go over across. You don't have to do it. It's not mandatory. But you can. And as you see here, this will be the mini boss, and this will be the NPC that might help you or might make the fight harder. It really depends on Kama be throwing you very different scenarios and situations. In order to bring diversity to the battle, the monster families are available in two variants that you encounter as you progress. Each variant offers an additional effect to his initial gameplay. So there are two variants of all of the monster mobs, which gives you a little bit of variety. Here you see one here and then a different one that's different color. It has like that hooded look on it. These are just some of the variants that you see. And look at the damage, 130. Wow, look at how much damage. Whew. And look at this crit. 169. The Whisperers. After the Great Cataclysm, House Whisperers, initially used as a servant for odd jobs, soon found themselves homeless, became useless and unwanted. They found refuge on the island of Vanta. Organized an absolute monarchy, they are totally enslaved by the new sovereign, Supreme Whispering King, and seem doomed to lead an existence of slaves regardless of their master. Regarding their past living conditions, they now feel a great resentment vis-a-vis Banta. Oh. The Whisperers grant themselves various gains and alternate between two postures. Offensive, gain attack and 1 MP, and defensive, gain memory. You would take more damage if you caught in a pincer between two enemies. Their whispers allow them to tame cracklers, although they will have less effect on you. They will be able to prevent you from attacking them thanks to the whispered state. So look at this picture. Cool. Give you a little preview of what you will see when you fight whisperers. There's an offensive, there's a defensive, and then if you're caught between them, so let's say like this is one cell, this is another cell, and you're here, and there's mob, you're here, you do extra damage, which is cool concept. Pigs. Through the ages, the pigs have developed a cult of refinement and unparalleled decorum. Structured under a feudal system, the pig population comprises of three major orders: the plebes, the chivalry, and the seigneury. If each of them is distinguished in society by its level of elegance, all share a certain taste for delicate cuisine, especially when Bantarian is on the menu. Their favorite dish, Bantarian sashimi with Bantarian sauce. Bantarianese sauce. Wow. You already know them, but here's a little reminder. Pigs are divided into two categories: prosciutto and filthy. The former focuses on critical health and movements, the latter on control, AP reduction, knockback, and knockout. They obtain Aurora Bushu and Aurora Pandama, respectively. Pigs can also increase their armor and attack. The Cracklers. Cracklers are an important resource for Bontarians thanks to their stones. They fortify the ramparts of the city and ensure its protections. Thanks to their crystals, they have many weapons and defensive systems. In order to supply their stock of precious stones, they are therefore set out to establish a mining operation in the south of the city. A number of crackers are captured, destoned, and recycled there. Cracklers are slow but powerful forces of nature. They try to hinder your movement by creating rocks to obstruct them, and they will use them to grant themselves armor. This armor is their primary dynamic, allowing them to increase their attack, inflict the fracture state, which damage you when you move or launch a physical attack, and reduce your MP. New adaptation of the combat level. Among the small novelties to discover in version 0.8 and intended to promote playing comfort, there is this one: the possibility of increasing the level of fight if your hero has a higher level. The goal is simply to offer replayability to each chapter without making it uninteresting due to too much level difference. Note, however, that the function is only valid in one direction. It is not possible to decrease the level of a fight to adapt it to that of a hero. Okay, that's cool. So as you go up the levels, so let's say you're level 5 and then you go back to do level 1, it's not going to be level 1 mobs, it should be like level 5 mobs, which is cool. It's adjusted to your level no matter what. I don't know if that's the best, or maybe hopefully you could opt in and out of it. It looks like it's opt in and out. Let's to pay attention to this. So yeah, there is it looks like there's a way to opt in and out, because there's level 4 at first and then becomes level 40. and all the original levels start. They're supposed to be, based on like a level scale, like the first 10 quests are for levels 1 to 10, so forth and so on. All right, so cool. We are coming to the end of this article. Thank you for reading. We hope that the Banta story will motivate you to discover more about the city during the Waven era. In the next note, we will create a feature that we've been talking about for a time, and which will make its first appearance in 0.8, the asynchronous arena. Goodbye. Ooh, I'm looking very much forward to that. Probably see one in about 2 weeks. But overall, a pretty standard devlog that does talked about Banta and some of the features that will be showcased in Banta. I'm looking forward to fighting pigs, crackler, and whispers. Whispers are one of my favorite mobs from Walkthrough. I have a ton of experience fighting those mobs, and that will be a very much looking forward to finding them in Waven. Overall, I am liking the direction that Uncommon's dev team is going with Waven and what they're telling us with 0.8. I'm loving this little trickle of news, and I am looking very much forward to the alpha test in October. So, well, much more to say. Thank you guys for watching. Please follow, like, subscribe, and I'm looking forward to sharing more Waven devlog reactions with you guys in the near future. This is Rude One TV. Peace.